TGIF. It's Friday. Good morning, fifth graders. Today we are going to finish up chapter 8. We're going to take a little quiz, not a test, a quiz. What is the difference between a quiz and a test? A quiz is much shorter, and hopefully it won't be that hard. But first we're going to do a little review. I want to point out, though, what I made here for you guys on the screen. It says Friday. Yay. Just wanted to remind you that coming up next week, we have the kickoff to coding and game design. I'm not sure what day, probably Wednesday for all of you, since I'll have you in rotation too. And then all minimum days next week, which is pretty cool for you guys. And then also spring break's only a week away. So how can you go wrong there? Now, so let's head over here to, I wanted to point out my shirt too, because Bentley solved the Rubik's Cube this week. So kids still are slowly solving the Rubik's Cube each week. Julie is well on her way, so don't give up on the hope. Remember, you have till you're 90 years old. I wore my shirt today. I got 99 problems, but Cube ain't one. All right, back over to here. Let's set up that proof paper and do a little bit of review before we dive into your math quiz for the day, okay? So head over here. All right, so hopefully you've already turned in your proof paper to Miss Lindsay and Miss Smith to get your 2 extra points so I can grade it this weekend. This is going to be a Chapter 8 quiz. Not really a test, a quiz. Less points. It's going to be 3, 26, 21. All right, let's do this, though. Let's put a little arrow like this. Flip it over to the back, and this is where we're going to do a little bit of a review. And then also leave some area down here. Let's do a little squiggly line. For when you're done with your test, draw me some of your favorite doodles of the day from this year, if you can remember any. Because when you turn this proof paper in, I will eventually get this paper, and then I would love to have it. Oh, there's something we forgot that's super important back here. Since you used to just show me your proof paper, it didn't matter if your name was on it, but now for sure, put your name. That is huge. Because if you don't put your name, then I won't know whose it is, obviously. I don't know why it's being a little bit blurry there. Okay. So let's go with some review here. Let's start out with a whole number, like let's try 8 divided by 1/3. So let's put 2 stars up here quick. There's 3 main things from this chapter. One is start. Come on, you guys are already knowing what I'm going to say. Start with whole number. That's a whole number right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Start with a whole number and finish it, you guys, with whole number. Right? So let's do that one first. Start with the whole number, end with the whole number. So we have 8 divided by 1/3. Well, what is that? It's 24. Start with the whole number, end with the whole number. Now, I'm going to draw this. I'm actually going to use pink. You do not have to draw this right now. If you just want to watch me, go ahead. But I'm just going to show you what you're actually doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had 8 whole things. You cut them all into thirds. And the question, remember, when you divide fractions is how many 1/3 are there? Each of these is a 1/3. So if you counted them all, which I'm not going to do, you would get 24. All right, so what are we going to write here? Start with, I know you guys are like, we already know this. Start with fraction. If you're saying that, that's really good. Start with the fraction. End with, that's right, a fraction. So let's do this same problem, but reverse it. Let's do 1/3 divided by 8. So what would that be? 1/24. Start with the fraction, end with the fraction. I'm going to go back to pink. You do not have to write this. I'm just showing you again what this would mean. It would mean that you started out with 1/3. Okay, so 1/3. This is how much stuff you have. You only have 1/3 of a candy bar, whatever you're talking about. Now you need to cut that into eighths. So that'd be 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I ran out of spots. So you can always go like this, extend it a little bit. 7. Okay. Now, if I counted these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know what you get? You get just this one little piece would be 1 out of how many total? 24. Remember, the denominator is always the total. All right. Then from there, this was like Monday and Tuesday, we went to something called stuff over people. This is when you're sharing, right? So let's just do a quick situation. Let's say we have 5 friends that want to share 12 burritos. Gabe, in my homeroom, said there was a, what kind of burrito he told me? BRC burrito from El Pollo Loco. That's his favorite. So this is stuff over people. So what I would do, why? Because there's friends sharing stuff. So we have stuff over people. Goose, I'm on video. Come say hi to the kids. Well, actually, I don't think they can hear you. They can't see you because I'm making the video. You can just say hi.
Oh.
Do you recognize this voice?
Woo! Did you hear about the new restaurant they opened up on the moon, Mr. Mendes?
They opened up a new restaurant on the moon. I think I've heard this one before.
It's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah. They say the food's pretty good, but the atmosphere isn't much.
Oh, the atmosphere isn't
Where's
much.
my bell?
There's your bell. All right, there's Gilroy. All right, so back to this. So what we have is the stuff. What is the stuff here? The 5 friends of the 12 burritos. Obviously, it's the 12 burritos. Then we have the 5 people. Now, if we have a fraction greater than 1, we have to divide, right? Because the top is bigger than the bottom. So 12 divided by 5 is 2, right? How many 5s going to 12? 2, remainder 2 fifths. So everybody would get 2 whole burritos and then 2/5 of a burrito. All right, now one more thing to write, one more note. I probably should have done all my notes in red. That would have been smart, but whatever. One more key tip is all, put a star by this one too. All fractions are division problems. You have heard me talk about this since the beginning of the year. All fractions are division problems. You see this fraction right here? 12/5. That's 12 divided by 5. Even this up here, this is 1 divided by 3. Why do I care about this? Because the last 2 problems on your quiz are probably the easiest problems in 5th grade. There's a problem, something, what if I had this for a problem? Let's say we said 8/3. And they ask you to write as a division problem. They wanted you to write this as a division problem. How would you write it? Well, you literally just go 8. Remember, this symbol says divide. Divided by 3. What if they did this? What if they reversed it on you? And they went 13. Oh, let's make that 12. 12. Sorry, that's a nice 12 there. Divided by 4. How would you write that as a fraction? Well, how would you write it? You do 12. Look at that, 12. This is the division sign. Divided by 4. So all you do to recognize this is the top number always goes first. The bottom number goes second. So I could write this first, second. Maybe that won't help. All right, so good luck on your Chapter 8 test. It is Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. Also, you have room for the Doodle of the Days. Like, just give me some of your favorite duel of the days. Obviously, you'll show your proof paper on that side. Don't forget your name. And I will see you guys next week.